Hey up everyone, so it's a bit loud in here. I've got the Ducati 748 fired up, but I'll just let this run for around about 10 minutes or so, just to let it get up to about halfway on the temp gauge to get that oil nice and warm up and circulated. Then I'm going to dump the oil out and put some fresh shell oil on it. Let's have a look. Got my shell oil there, I've dumped out, I've just left in here about just over 3 litres, so that should give us enough to put in there. We're running up nice. Oh, the screen's a bit blurry, isn't it? Excuse me, there we go. So we're halfway up on the temp gauge now, so that should be okay. I'm going to shut him off. Pull him further in and then we're going to get the oil dumped out. So you probably don't need me to tell you that this will be hot, and so watch your fingers when you bleed this out, alright? There we go. Right, so we'll let that drain. I'm also going to just pull the bike towards me, lean it this way, just to get every ounce of that oil out if I can. I often get asked, why do I not have a motorbike lift, a lift ramp to put the bikes on when I'm working on them? Well, I have thought about it all the time, quite a lot actually, getting one. I may get one day, but if I do, it'll have to be one that's on wheels. But it's just, I like to adjust the garage round, and it's space, you see. I suppose I could get one and leave a bike on it if I'm not using it, but I've not really thought about how I'm going to arrange the garage yet. And plus, we're thinking of, and we have started selling some of our bikes and knuckling down how many we've got here. I don't really want to be working on bikes all the time in the garage, but yeah, they are quite handy. I've looked at them several times, but it'll have to be one that's possibly, like I said, on wheels so I can move it around. But sometimes I get the cars in here as well, so I don't want it to be in the way. It takes up space, but I think one in that room might be beneficial, so I might get one soon. Anyway, back to the oil. By the way, do you like what I've done with the battery? It's nice, it's totally secure in there now. You did have that horrible strap thing coming down here, but I've managed to get a nice Velcro strip. It looks nice and neat. That's got that in there tight. I've also moved the plug, the fuse plug, to the inside rather than the outside, and just cut away a little bit there just to get the cables in. That's nice and snug in there now. It looks a bit neater, doesn't it? So I'm gonna remove this to get to the oil pillar cap. I hate taking this off, to be honest with you. It's a bit of a pain to put back on. But bear in mind, if you're unscrewing these bolts here, be careful here, because if I touch that now against that positive probe, it'll arc. You might pop some fuses, so you don't want this touching the frame at all. Okay, like I said before, this is just a few tips for people who've not done this before. If you're watching, if you're an expert, then flick ahead. So I'm just gonna, sorry, I'm just gonna run my finger around in there. Quite sharp actually. Just that sump. Ah, that for a result. So remember last time there were quite a lot of sludge in there. That's quite clean, isn't it? Made a little Michael Jackson sound then, didn't I? So yeah, last time I run my finger around in the sump and give it a rub on the floor. It was all like tar, weren't it? But that's quite clear, impressive that. Removed some of that quite quickly. So obviously after running this for a few 100 miles or so, that sludge may build up a little again, or it may loosen more of it up. So keep on top of the oil change, it should be clear. That's quite impressive. Right, let's get so I've got my new washers here again, my old washers, and get these sorted out and we'll bang them back together, Okay, so I've got 3 litres in here. Right, all the oil's checked and level now. I've fired the bike up and let it run for a little bit more, and I've got it to its balancing point and checked it's halfway at that sight glass. I'm going to keep firing up too much static like this now. It needs to go for a run and clear all that moisture out of the crankcase, but everything sounds lovely now. fairings on it. I'll just check. I'll leave it several minutes or half an hour just to see if there's any oil leaking out of those sump plugs. It should be fine. And we'll get the fairings on, and just wants a wash to make sure there's no oil on those tyres, and MOT, and it should be ready to go. Alright then. We've fitted some Termignoni, some brand new Termignoni 45mm on there. We'll check them out. And here it is, absolutely gorgeous yellow Ducati 748E. Let's stop and stare at it just a little while. So I think it would be rude if I didn't fire this bike up, wouldn't it? So let's give it a start. Sorry, I'll have to shut that up because it'll start to stink in here. I'm going to smell and pass out. Okay, so we're going to get this MOT tomorrow, and I'm going to deliver it to Dave, and he's going to get this to a shop which is going to tune the bike, because I can't do it. I've not got the equipment to do that. We need to get it set up to those silencers. So after that, he's going to get himself on the road with it, and hopefully we'll see it soon on the road, and we'll do a little video of it, see how it runs. So we do need to get the updated heat shield on there, the one that's on the 998, etc., possibly carbon one or an aluminium one. Personally, I think an aluminium one would match this. Yeah, the bike's all lovely. It sounds nice. It's quiet. It's not knocky. It fires up beautiful now, nice and quick. Doesn't struggle anything like that. It should be good for a long time. There's probably a lot more work we could do on this and go a little bit deeper into depth, but the bike runs fine. It's nice and quiet. There's no tapping or knocking from the top end or anything like that, and plus it's also at the customer's expense, so we don't want to end up putting anybody out on the streets with what the bill we could rack up with this bike. But I'll be glad to see this out on the road, but glad to see him on it. Actually, he looked very excited. He came down yesterday to help me fit his exhaust. I'm going to deliver it to him tomorrow. Hopefully my videos have inspired you to do work on your Ducati. So let me know if you've done any of these procedures that I performed on this one, and you've done it to your own bike, and you've had some good success out of it and you understand it. Please let me know in the comments as well. Let me know how you're getting on with your bike. But tomorrow, when we deliver this bike, I'll be coming home and probably starting work on my 916 and getting that stripped down and seeing what damage or carnage or worn parts were in there. See how much it's going to empty my wallet. All right.